Have you ever heard of a marriage so dangerous that it looked less like romance and more like a survival game? That was the fate of anyone who became the wife of Liu Bei, the founding emperor of Shu. History and the novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms tells us Liu Bei had multiple wives. Some got kidnapped, some died tragically, and some literally ran away. If LinkedIn had job listings back then, wife of Liu Bei would have come with a bright red warning, high turnover, constant kidnapping, apply at your own risk. There's a famous line everyone blames on Liu Bei. Brothers are like arms and legs. Wives are like clothes. Brothers are irreplaceable, but I can always visit TJ Maxx to get a new outfit. Brutal, right? But here's the twist. Liu Bei didn't invent this line. He was just quoting the ancients. Unfortunately, history gave him all the credit. And by the way, later generations even added two sarcastic follow-ups. Whoever dares covet my clothes, I will chop off his arms and legs. Whoever dares chop off my arms and legs, I will wear his clothes. That's ancient meme energy right there. The nameless unlucky lady. Liu Bei's very first wife is the saddest story. We don't even know her name. She appears in the records only when something awful happens, namely getting kidnapped by the warlord Liu Bei, not once, but twice. Imagine being stuck in the ancient equivalent of lost luggage. Oops, your wife has been seized. Please reclaim her at the enemy camp. Liu Bei eventually returned her, but then snatched her again after another battle. Lady Mi, the investment package. While unlucky lady was in captivity, a wealthy supporter named Mi Zhu thought Liu Bei looked promising. So he invested troops, money, and as part of the deal, his sister, Lady Mi. Lady Mi basically became the replacement first lady, but the poor woman was unlucky too. She was captured at least once, and later her story just disappears. Many believe she passed away young. Lady Gan, beauty in moonlight. Then came Lady Gan, who entered as a concubine but leveled up in importance. She was famous for her stunning pale skin, so pale that at night, when Liu Bei held her in his arms, people outside could see a glow through the silk curtains. She was nicknamed Moonlight Snow. At one point, someone gifted Liu Bei a 3-foot jade figurine. Instead of putting it on a shelf, Liu Bei got into the weird hobby of sleeping with both Lady Gan and the jade figurine to compare who was whiter. Yes, folks, Liu Bei invented the world's first limited edition body pillow. But Lady Gan wasn't just pretty, she was principled and even scolded Liu Bei for being obsessed with his action figure collection. Eventually, he gave it up. Most importantly, Lady Gan giving birth to Liu Bei's heir, Liu Shan, the famously not-so-bright emperor known as the guy who surrendered to Wei. Because of that, Lady Gan was later posthumously honored as empress, even though she passed very young. And here's a legendary bit. During the Battle of Changban, General Zhao Yun fought through thousands of enemy troops to rescue Lady Gan and baby Liu Shan. Picture one man, one spear, one infant tucked in his armor, running through chaos. Basically the original action movie hero dead. Without Zhao Yun, Liu Bei would have lost his heir and his most important wife. Cao Cao, the wife collector. If you thought Liu Bei was bad, then came Cao Cao, the big boss of the north. After defeating Liu Bei, Cao Cao also seized some of his wives and concubines. Exactly who got taken is murky, but history makes it clear. This was another round of Guess Who's Not Coming Home. In the novel, this is where the famous story of Guan Yu's 1,000-mile escort comes from. Guan Yu loyally escorting Lady Gan and Lady Mi back to Liu Bei. But historians say, sorry, that part is fiction. Sun Shangxiang, the runaway bride. Later, Liu Bei struck a political marriage with Sun Shangxiang, sister of Eastern Wu's ruler Sun Quan. She was tough, martial, and came with an entourage of armed maids. But the marriage was purely politics. When things soured, she ditched Liu Bei and went home. She didn't even file the paperwork, she just left. Ancient ghosting. Lady Wu, the widow bonus round. Finally, Liu Bei married Lady Wu, widow of a local noble from the powerful Wu clan of Sichuan. This was another alliance move, and honestly, she drew the winning ticket. She survived Liu Bei by over 20 years, quietly living as an Empress Dowager. Compared to the others, she got the happy ending. How many wives total? Official record, 4 by name, Gan, Mi, Sun, Wu. Unofficial count, at least 7, including the nameless first wife and the mothers of Liu Bei's other sons. And here's a fun fact, Liu Shan wanted to expand the imperial harem. His minister Dong Yun stopped him, saying, according to the rules, an emperor can't have more than 12 consorts, which means even at his peak, Liu Bei probably never had more than 12, modest by emperor standards. So what do we learn? Liu Bei might have been called the kindly emperor, but for his wives, it was less a romance and more like playing ancient China's Hunger Games. Captured by Liu Bu, stolen by Cao Cao, rescued by Zhao Yun, or running away like Sun Shangxiang, each of Liu Bei's wives had a story that could have been its own Netflix series. So next time someone says, wives are like clothes, just remember, in Liu Bei's house, the emperor always needed new clothes.